I've kind of given it the overarching umbrella title of soul revelation and spiritual business. So that's like a gigantic territory that we're aiming to cover in these 12 Sunday sessions. It's 12 Sundays every other week, and we'll meet for a couple hours. And these sessions will have a teaching that'll take up about half of the 2 hour space. And then the other half is open for discussion and individual readings. And it'll differ each time depending on what the module is. But the first few sessions are the soul revelation series, as far as we are going to really stock your toolbox, is how I think about it. Like, my goal with this soul revelation and spiritual business program is to take my own toolbox and like empty it out, like dump it out in front of you through these 12 modules, so that you can like take what works for you and put it in your own toolbox, so that as you set off on your path, you have the tools to face the challenges that are inevitable when you set off on a path of following your passion and potentially, employing yourself, or like trying to make a living without having a traditional job, basically. So the soul revelation sessions, we're going to look at the first one is Strengths Finder, where you'll take the Strengths Finder test and get to learn your top 5 strengths. And then we'll also be looking at Myers-Briggs in that session. The second one, we'll look at natal charts, and we'll look at your progressed sun and moon and what phase those are in terms of your life's overall evolution. The third session, we'll look at human design and gene keys. And so those ones will have mini readings associated, where members of the group will get specifics about their charts looked at and discussed. Depending on how many people sign up, we'll do as many mini readings as we possibly can. But also my goal is to like teach over the subject in a way where everyone could take their own chart and understand different pieces of it better. So it'll be a mixture of a little bit of teaching, but mostly looking at personal charts. And then the last like 8 sessions or so are devoted to business skills, and not in a traditional sense. I don't think, like, I'm not going to teach you how to use Excel and like, the nitty gritty, like those kinds of tools. For example, there's one session in there called Shadow Work and Entrepreneurship, where we're going to talk through very, very frequent shadows that can come up when you are trying to employ yourself. Things like imposter syndrome, things like, just feeling like I need somebody else to make this tough decision, or who's going to tell me if I did a good job or not? Like, when you don't have a boss anymore, it's very, very different to be your own top of your hierarchy person. And so that's like a whole shift. And so there's going to be a lot more around mindset and how to emotionally cope with the journey of setting off down this direction of making a living using your spiritual gifts or your talents or your passions, however you like to think about it. The other piece that I'm so excited about is the networking. So I've heard on multiple podcasts that I've listened to how, like one example, they were talking about their coaching program that they're going to do, and they're both kind of like healers in a different sense. They have different modalities and stuff like that, and they partnered up and are hosting this program or whatever. And they were talking about how they met in a program just like the one that they're getting ready to host. So like that feels like one of the best pieces of this whole thing is like, I feel like people, you may not resonate with every single person as your soul family or as a member of your soul tribe, or like you want to be BFFs with every single person in the group. But like, I feel like you're going to meet at least somebody who is a member of your soul family who resonates in this direction. And to further facilitate that on top of the modules, I'm really wanting to organize like some social hours where it's not a planned agenda per se, where like, for example, we can like break down into like breakout rooms over Zoom and get into some smaller groups where we can have some more intimate discussions. I really, for some reason, feel like we need to have like a show and tell session where like you bring like, here are these cards and I really love it. And this is my favorite one. And this is a crystal that I really like. And, let me share this thing on my natal chart that I just learned about. It's a draconic natal chart. And oh my gosh, I nerded out so hard. And like, we just take turns like sharing the things that really light us up. And just imagine the ability to like, again, connection starts with being seen. If you're willing to step forward and say, this is my favorite crystal, it's so powerful, it's, just whatever example you want, this is the thing, this is my aloe vera plant, I nursed it back to health for like whatever. And then people who are listening can be like, oh my gosh, I'm so into plants, or like, I have that exact same crystal on my desk. Like you can, like it's the little saying of like, you shine your or you wave your freak flag so that other freaks can see your flag and like can know to come over to you and that you're a safe place. So I feel like this is going to be so much fun to get to know each other, get to form those kinds of relationships on top of like the inner work that the program itself is aiming to facilitate, like with the 12 modules that we'll go through. So I am so excited. Again, this is the program that starts on July 17th. For everybody, it'll be $177. And if you wait until when it starts, it's $222, just because there is just a teensy bit of admin work. So we're trying to encourage you to sign up at least 3 days before it starts. But you can join us as soon as it starts. I don't care. You can come play. That's totally fine with me. So if you're somebody who thinks to yourself, I would like to have a community where I can talk about these things, where I can go into my spiritual path and share what's happening for me, whatever feels right to you, just know that this option is there. And that, again, connection starts with allowing ourselves to be seen. So I know when I had like chronic loneliness, like feeling so disconnected, I absolutely see now how I was hiding from a fear of rejection. I didn't want to be judged. I didn't want to be rejected. But, if we don't put ourselves out there, we can't be accepted either. So yeah, it's definitely scary, can be scary to put ourselves out there. But at a certain point, depending on how much love we truly want in our world, like at a certain point, we got to open up and let the heart opening happen.